while since I made a video, and that is just because I've been so exhausted that I basically came to the conclusion that the best thing for me to do was just only focus on things that I absolutely had to focus on. So work, basically making money to survive, and then everything else really just took a backseat. And it's kind of a shame because I knew it was coming, you know, I could sense that I was getting burnt out. I knew it was coming. I think moving and uprooting myself again was what really kind of did me in, because there were so many other things that I was doing. I was taking writing classes, I was working on writing, I was working on YouTube. The things that I was doing at work were changing a little bit and getting a little bit busier. And then of course, to top it all off, I physically moved, which was wonderful. I'm glad to be where I am now. I sleep better here because it's quieter than downtown. I like it here a lot more. But moving is stressful regardless of how excited you are to be in the new place. So because of all of that, I really haven't done anything with YouTube. It was probably about halfway through April when I realized that I just felt this deep exhaustion, like so just deep in my bones, that I couldn't really fix no matter how much I tried to sleep. And I can't sleep all day, obviously, because that would just make it worse. So instead, I basically just deprioritized everything, except for work, because I have to work to survive. But everything else just kind of got put on the back burner, which is why you haven't had a video in a while. So now I feel like I'm at the point where I'm ready to start making videos again. They're going to be pretty chill because I am switching writing projects a little bit as well as sort of life projects. So as of right now, I have shelved Blood of Ambram, which is the book that I started writing in March of last year. And as I've mentioned before, it was the first fantasy novel, like real fantasy novel, that I've actually finished. So I feel like I had a really strong attachment to it because that was kind of the novel that got the creative juices flowing again and that got me creative writing again. So I was starting to run into issues with it. I didn't know where to go. Everything kind of felt flat about it and shallow and just not at the depth that it should be, considering how much work I've put into the story and the characters so far. And I spent a long time talking to Autumn about this, actually. You should go subscribe to Autumn if you're not already. If you're not, what are you doing? Just go subscribe to her. She's wonderful. But we are critique partners now, so I was chatting with her about that, and we were talking about how sometimes a story just like doesn't feel like the spark is there. And that was how Blood of Ambram started to feel for me. It just felt like there wasn't a spark, which was unfortunate because it was the book that kind of brought me back into writing seriously. But just because it's the project that gets you back into something doesn't mean it needs to be, you know, the first project you publish. It doesn't mean that that project needs to be the one that you put yourself through stress and frustration with just because you want to get it to a final version. We talked about it a lot, and I think that Blood of Ambram was kind of just a stepping stone that I needed. I needed to get like all of the backed up ideas that I've had over the years. I just needed to get them out into some sort of project before I could start working on other ones. So that is what I believe Blood of Ambram was, is that kind of project that was just a brain dump of a whole mess of ideas. There wasn't really a singular spark of inspiration that created Blood of Ambram, which is why I think when it got time to actually start editing and forming it into something that was closer to a final draft, I realized that I couldn't find that spark because I don't know if it actually existed in the first place. I think that I kind of just tried to create it myself because I knew I wanted to start writing again, and I needed a project to do that with. And Blood of Ambram was a wonderful project to do that with. It was a great stepping stone. It led me to the projects that I'm working on now, which I feel the spark for. Like, they have soul. They just have so much more meaning, and the stories are so much clearer to me. So I needed that manuscript to get to this point, and now I needed to shelve that manuscript and kind of just let it go. And I've also, you know, kept in mind that just because you put a project to the side doesn't mean that you're never going to pick it up again. At some point, I feel like the spark for Blood of Ambram will appear, you know, and then I'll pick it up and I'll start writing it again. But right now, it's just not there. And I don't get paid to write. I'm doing this for fun. So I'm not going to force myself to work on a project that I don't feel the passion for. I'm going to use whatever extra energy I have to work on projects that I am feeling the spark for. So that is why Blood of Ambram has officially been shelved. I'm not going to be working on it for the foreseeable future. I'm sure I'll pick it up again one day. So now we are going to work on Between the Waves because I miss it. And this one has a really strong spark and a really important story. This is also the one that you guys have heard the most about because when I was writing Blood of Ambram, I wasn't really posting about it to YouTube. So this is the fan favorite anyways. I'm just so excited to dive back into working with Amaya, which is the main character in Between the Waves. I adore her. I'm excited for the banter. I'm excited for all of the pirate things going on and the heist and the magic, and this world is something that I'm so in love with and just feels so real to me that I'm really excited to get back into it. So the vlogs are gonna be super chill because I'm burnt out, I'm recovering and trying to take care of myself, and I don't write enough to have endless writing content for you guys. So I am going to vlog about my writing stuff, obviously, and then I'm also going to include other, you know, things I'm doing in my life, lifestyle changes, stuff that I'm doing to recover from burnout, because I'm sure so many of you are feeling it as well. I feel like there are so many of us that were already starting to get burnt out before the pandemic hit, and then it did, and I'm sure that everyone can probably relate to the feeling of burnout right now. So the vlogs are going to be a whole mix of things, which is exactly how I like them to be. So over the next 2 weeks, as far as writing does go, I'm going to be reading through Between the Waves again, which I'm just so excited about. And then 2 weeks from now, I'm going to meet up with my critique partner, which is Autumn. I'll leave her link down below, and we're kind of going to start going over stuff. That's pretty much all I have planned for writing over the next 2 weeks. I am still in the third and final installment of the writing class that I'm taking through the University of British Columbia here, but I have a feeling that I'm probably just gonna sit down one day and try to like work through all of that course in one sitting and just like get it done. So that's what we're doing. I almost dropped it. So that's what we're doing. As you can probably tell, I also have more of my houses put together. So I'm excited to show you guys what the house is looking like so far. So now I'm gonna make some dinner and then potentially take a nap because I slept for 4.5 hours last night. Not helping with the burnout. But yeah, welcome back to the vlogs. I've missed you all and I'm excited to get back into it in a much chiller way. Okay, so now I'm gonna head out and meet my new friends. I've actually never met them before, but that's what making friends as an adult is like. Sometimes you don't really know them or you meet them through social media or whatever. So I'm gonna go out and meet them. I might try and film a little bit, not on this camera because I'm not gonna bring this camera, but I don't think I'm gonna be out that late anyways because I slept for like 4.5 hours last night, as I mentioned. And I also have to make sure that I get a lot of good sleep because I've restarted an old powerlifting program with one of my friends here in Vancouver. And we have probably the hardest day of the program of the week tomorrow morning, so I need to make sure that I catch up on all of the sleep that I didn't get last night. So I don't think I'm gonna be out that late anyways. This is the outfit. I feel like I don't dress up that much anymore, which is sad because I like dressing up, but this is the best we're gonna do tonight. Also thought I'd mention, because it's kind of exciting, that I got a video job, which is great. I haven't had like a proper videography job in a long time. It's always like specifically social media stuff. So I got a videography job, which is exciting because that's what I would rather get more of my income from, is video production stuff. So it feels good to have a project like that to work on again. But I did have to look up how to properly do like deposits and send contracts basically, because I haven't got a clue. Normally I don't actually send a contract, which is stupid, but I just hadn't yet. All right, let's go. Let's go. I just picked something up that is very exciting for me. Here's a sneak peek. It's in this bag. I need to get it home and then I'll show you. You are very strategically positioned so that you can't see the absolute mess that is surrounding my house right now. I also have like my studio lighting set up because it's just so dark in here. This is something I've been thinking about because obviously in the last place, it was very large and it was also on the 20th floor of an apartment building with massive windows, so it got a ton of natural light, but this place doesn't get as much natural light. It still has windows in every room except for the bathroom, which is like my bare minimum requirement at this point. And the windows in the living area do get fairly good lighting, but it's still pretty dark, which makes me want to like repaint my furniture. But it's kind of like if you're in a bigger space, then you have more wiggle room when it comes to the furniture that you have. And I feel like in a bigger, brighter space, darker colors are okay. So I had like black shelving units and stuff, or like super dark wood. And in this place, it's quite small and it's also a lot darker. So now I basically want to take my shelves and my desk and stuff and just like spray paint it all white just to make things look brighter. I'm currently toying with that idea in my head, but I don't really have the time to do that right now. I've got a few hours of work to do today and then tomorrow as well. But then tomorrow afternoon, I need to start prepping because I'm doing video coverage of an event this weekend. So I have to like prep a bunch of stuff, obviously make sure that everything is charged. I should also probably get a second battery for my camera because I don't currently have a second battery and that would be smart to have. I also need to get some more practice with this guy, which is what I was showing you guys in the car in that other clip. I ended up getting a gimbal because I do have this video project coming up. I've reached out to multiple people about working on video projects this coming summer, and I have some personal projects that I want to do myself that it just felt like it was time to invest in a gimbal. I did end up getting it from Facebook Marketplace, although it was nearly for full price because according to the girl, it was brand new. I trusted her. It seems to be in perfect condition, so I'm glad that went well because you never know with Facebook Marketplace. It can be sketchy sometimes. But it is the DJI RSC2, or I guess it's called the Ronin 2. Ronin SC2, so RSC2. So I've used gimbals before and I've already had some practice with this one and I've gotten it balanced with my camera and stuff. But tomorrow I'm basically going to do a couple of rounds of like rebalancing over and over again, which is how I like to teach myself to use new equipment. I prefer to just do it over and over again and like try and play around with it. So I do need to practice with this tomorrow and I'm very excited about that. And then I am shooting all weekend. So I am going to try and have some more videos going up for you guys. We're gonna try and get back onto a regular posting schedule that is going to be probably weekly. Like I mentioned already, they're gonna be pretty chill vlogs, probably very lifestyle-y vlogs. I think I'm gonna talk a little bit honestly about trying to heal from burnout because I mentioned this is something that I am going through right now. I did go back to therapy last week, which is good. I really needed to. I was only not in therapy for a couple months because my other therapist ended up going somewhere else basically. But over those few months where my old therapist left and I had no therapist, that's actually when the burnout hit, you know, maximum burnout. So I am back in therapy now. I'm also trying to fix my eating habits as well as my exercise habits and just kind of trying to take care of myself and still continue living my life while trying to heal burnout. And that's something that I kind of want to talk about on camera because I found some resources online of people who are trying to heal their burnout, but a lot of the people that I find somehow just have the ability to like not work for a month straight. And that's not me. I need to find a way to heal my burnout while I am still working and still doing things because some of us can't just, you know, take vacations all the time or sleep all day. Some of us have to continue working. So we're gonna have consistent weekly vlogs touching on those subjects and also writing, of course, and reading. I'm currently reading 2 books, although I'm reading them very slowly. One is a self-help nonfiction and one is a fiction book from a TikTok author. And I have also started rereading Between the Waves. I am 2 chapters in and I am so happy that I'm rereading it. I love the main characters. I've said this before, I'm in love with them, but it's exciting to be like with those characters again. So because I'm rereading my own manuscript and then I also have those other 2 books, that's why reading stuff is going very slowly because it's also not super high priority right now, obviously. As I mentioned, I'm just trying to work and earn a living and get as much sleep as I possibly can and take care of my body and my mind. And then then I will add the other fun things on top that I enjoy doing, and that obviously I still need to do from time to time just to keep my soul happy. But right now it's really, I feel like once you actually hit that burnout phase, you really need to pull everything back and literally focus on the bare minimum that you need to live. So that's where we're at. I've decided to end the vlog here. It's currently 4:25 a.m. on Friday, May 13th. It's so funny because we're talking about burnout and feeling kind of burnt out. And although I have felt a lot better because I have given myself rest, I'm finding that the whole sleep situation is difficult for me. And to be fair, I'm someone that has never really gotten that much sleep. As far back as I can remember keeping track of my sleep, I barely slept. Like, I think probably grade 7 to the end of high school, I slept like 6 hours a night if I was lucky. So now that I'm trying to get more sleep, I have gotten more sleep over the past few nights. I've gotten like over 7 hours, 7.5 to 8.5 hours some nights, which is amazing. But what keeps happening is that I'll get this good amount of sleep, and then like I'll get 3 nights of excellent sleep, and then I'll have a night like this where I stay up until, last time I stayed up until 3 o'clock in the morning, wasn't tired at all. Now it's 4:30 in the morning because I'm not tired. I don't even seem tired, do I? I don't feel tired. So anyways, the whole sleep thing, I think I'm gonna need to figure out. I think I'm gonna have to like shorten the amount of sleep that I get during the week. So maybe like 6.5 to 7 hours. And then on the weekends, I'll just let myself sleep in if I need to. Cause like I can't keep doing this, you know? I can't keep getting a bunch of good sleep and then staying up until the wee hours of the morning. So I digress. I'm ending the vlog here because it's going up in the morning anyways. I actually think I'll just upload it now because for a lot of people it's already morning. So thank you so much for watching. I'm super excited to be back and making video content for all of you. And I'm excited to have some more just kind of chill lifestyle vlogs. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. As always, don't forget to smile, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.